Wow, what a change a month or two can make in a market. I'm Mike McCarthy from Remax. Escarpment here with your monthly market minute for April of 2022. And it seems like ages ago now, those heady days of February where the median residential sale in Hamilton was up at 960,000. And now just 2 months later, at the end of April, we're now down to 870. That's a drop of 9.4% and at 5.9% since the end of March. So things are dropping off precipitously here in Hamilton. Now, it's too early to get the tissues out for people that do own real estate. We're still up almost 18% over this time last year, but definitely it looks like those crazy days that were hitting us earlier on in the year seem to have come to an end. Now, the days on market, pretty typical. It's only up to 7 days, but it is up. It's the highest it's been since back in December. So we'll see if that trend continues. And it takes a little longer to sell each property. Now, months of inventory, we're up at 1.5, which is the highest we've seen in the market since June of 2020. So quite a run there. So obviously, those inventory numbers are kind of buffering up a bit, as many people have been longing to see. The amount of sales in April was at 815, and which kind of seems low. Like a year ago, it was 1,217, but typically for Aprils over the last 10 years, the average number is 867. So just a little bit below average. And just last year, the hot market, low interest rates, there was so much buyer demand out there that anything that was available in the market was getting scooped up. The amount of new listings was up 1,589. So that's the biggest number we've seen for a while since April of last year. And the typical number for April over the last 10 years, 1,331, so a little higher than normal. And that's resulted in is a sales to new listing ratio of 51.3%, which is way lower than we've been used to. We've been seeing those numbers, 70s, 80s, 90s, even above 100% for quite a while. And this, I had to go back to January of 2019 to find a sales to new listing ratio that was lower than this past month. So that heat and demand in the market seems to be gone. You know, a lot of the past year, buyers were there to buy anything that hit the market, but you know, there was plenty of inventory on the market last month and it was not all getting scooped up. So we seem to have hit, you know, that demand is no longer as high as it was. It's not a demand issue. It was an inventory issue. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on with inventory. Now we have, at the end of the month, there were 1,209 listings on the market, and that's the highest number we've seen at the end of any month since September of 2020. So again, another indicator of inventory growing, getting back to more typical levels. Interest rates have been rising, and Bank of Canada is going to meet 5 more times before the end of the year. Many economists are expecting a rate hike in each of those meetings. So we would expect from that buyer demand to dampen even more. So for those of you buying, it's finally looking like the tide is shifting. However, now would be a good time to lock in, get a pre-approval, lock in interest rates of today, because it's a decent chance that each time they meet, like I said, 5 times before the calendar year's over, those rates are going to keep going up. So there you go. Be interesting to see what happens over the next couple months, if this is just like a minor correction or we're in a downward trend. So we'll see. And when we get there next month, I'll be back with the minute. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up or a like. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me directly, and I'll be happy to chat with you. Okay? Thanks a lot. Take care, and we'll talk to you next month.